I'm Sailor Mini Moon Reenie here, and today I'm gonna talk about. Alright, so I made this film before, but hey, why don't we just, do it? Why don't we just do it again? So, anyway, this is how it goes. So I did this film. At least I want to show you how I did the film. Alright, so a lot of folks out there will think, is this going to be some kind of follow up to something? Well, it has to be. Alright. Alright, so today is talking about Toei and are we frightened of them when it comes to ownership? Well, that would be yes, but also no. First off, since we're dolls and all, and there's no songs or no films or anything like or live drawing show, anything in there that Toei could look at and say, well, we own that, or we're a half owner of it, and you didn't ask us or whatever. Well, so it'd be yes, and it also would be no. And I know there's gonna be someone out there saying, "Oh well, dolls were made." Yeah, but dolls were made for everyone work. And it would be hard to get ownership over something like that. I know there's a thing called I know there's a thing called oh, so that'd be hard to do that. So a lot of folks probably are thinking, yeah, we are frightened of Toei when it comes to ownership. And anyone who is upputting any Sailor Moon things, either it be from Deke or Pioneer or either from Viz, should truly be frightened of Toei when it comes to ownership unless they're doing fair work. So hope they're doing fair work. Now I know there's going to be someone out there that's like, well, Sailor Mini Moon, you you do know that dolls could have ownership, but keep in mind the dolls were made for everyone work. So it would be hard to get ownership over every Sailor Moon doll that was made between 1995 until around 2000, while at least for Deke and Pioneer's English offshoot of Sailor Moon. And that would 1992 YL till I'm guessing 1999 YL or so. I don't know, for Sailor Moon. Even in 2012, while now all the Sailor Moon stuff are being made now, so it would be hard to get ownership over every one of that. So yeah, we are frightened of Toei when it comes to ownership. You know, that's one stead of YouTube we have never been in bad standing with, and that was ownership. You know, back in the day, we would work with songs. We would put likenesses we found on the interweb, and we were just I guess we were lucky that Toei didn't think we were worth the time to look at, and that's probably good. And some folks, they were the worth the time to look at. So after all that, we just stopped doing that. And I know that makes films boring, but it is what it is. They're like, well, couldn't you say that? Well, so when it comes to folks and getting an ownership buying with them, one or two things happened. One, they by mistake somehow saw your film or your films and then said, oh, let's look at this. And then that's when they saw that you were uploading something that was theirs or half theirs. And then since they already had a YouTube Fairway and they already had a Google Fairway, they could go in there and do what they needed to do to get YouTube to have it taken down, or I don't know, whatever they wanted to do with it. Um, so yeah, at the end of the day, so it's not like, oh, not they come on and say, oh, look and see if anyone's uploading our things. I think what happens is they go on their YouTube Fairway, they just start looking for films, and then they just see that someone put something up there that looks like it's theirs. And that's how it happens. And luckily, our films are just us in them. So at the end of the day, we wouldn't be in a bind of ownership. Because what do we know about ownership fight? What do we know about fair work or fair doings? And it is what it is. So yeah, we are frightened of Toei when it comes to ownership. You know, and some folks out there, I guess they should take the hint. That they're not that giving ownership to or giving thanks to or whatever stuff. If you're not working it with clips, if you're not doing it to either make fun of or scathe or whatever your grounds is, and you're just putting it out there, then apparently you're in a bind with it. And I know there's a lot of folks out there think, oh well, the fair doing or the fair work law should be shifted. Well, it's the fair work law or whatever you want to call it doesn't really need to be shifted. It's just that it's up to someone's thought. It's up to Toei or whoever's belief. Like they could come on a film and say, well, it's not worth our time, and look at it and say, okay, it's fair work or it's fair doings, and then move on. But your film has to meet whatever the boundary is for it to be seen as fair work. And some folks meet it and some folks don't. And we're happy to say that we never were in a bind of ownership. And we are frightened of Toei when it comes to ownership. Why do you think we just do films like this? Because one, we don't got the tools to film any songs or any films or anything like that. And if we did, we wouldn't be doing any more. So yeah, at the end of the day, we are frightened of Toei when it comes to ownership. And this is probably the only thing you can do without getting yourself in some kind of fight between, oh, it's ownership, no, it's fair work. So yeah. Alright, that's it. I'm Sailor Mini Moon Rainey, and I hope you like this film.